Alright everybody, welcome. Today we're going to be ranking ecchi anime. Now, this is a very small list because I don't really watch a whole lot of ecchi anime. This is every ecchi anime that I have finished at some point, so this is not every ecchi anime that I've seen. I've seen more, I've dropped so many. But, I do want to point out that I haven't technically finished all of these. This one right here, Ikitusen, I've only seen the first season, or the first series. I know there's multiple, but I've only seen the first one. Sekiray, I've only seen the first season. I know there was like a couple seasons after that. I haven't seen them. And Seven Deadly Sins, I didn't watch season 3. I was fully caught up with it at one point, but they added more, and I kind of don't care to watch it. So for these, ignorance is bliss. Maybe they got worse, maybe they got better. I don't know. So we're going to be starting off with High School DD. Probably the most famous ecchi anime of all time. B tier. Like, it's good. It's funny. It's very lewd. Very. More so than probably every anime on this list but one. Like, I don't know, it's got the generic anime protagonist, but damn, it's got waifus, dude. Like, you want to talk about waifus? Like, most people think of Rias. Most people think of what's the black-haired girl's name? I can't think of her name at the moment. But like the series, as a plot, it's okay. I know people who complain about it because like, oh, he just never has sex with them. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking harem. He's not supposed to. But yeah, it's good enough for B tier. I do think it's overrated, but it's not bad. Yeah, right in the middle. Next up, we got B Gotta HK. Put that in C tier. It's funny. The only reason it's in C tier is because it's been a hot minute since I've seen it. Like, I'm talking 7 years. Like, it's been a minute. And I barely remember it, but I remember liking it, like, a decent amount. This girl, she gets into high school and she has it's either 100 or 150, where she has to have sex with 100 guys by the time she graduates. And every time she looks in the mirror, she looks at her vagina, and she can't stand it because it looks gross. It's kind of funny, and then she falls for one dude, and, like, she tries, but she's scared, but she just really wants to do it, and so does he, but they're just, like, they're scared. It's cute. It's funny. But again, it's been a long time. Maybe it's higher. Food Wars. S tier. I'm going to be completely honest with you about Food Wars. I think I said this in my Shonen Anime Protagonist. Food Wars is my favorite shonen of all time. It blew me away like no others. Like, when I did the top 10 anime girls I come to, part 2, like, when I did Lisa, how I really didn't want to have multiple characters from the same series, it's because I would have put 5 girls from Food Wars on here. It's got waifus for days, but yeah, Alice is best. But, like, dude, Yukihiro Soma, he is the best shonen protagonist. And it's this anime about cooking. Like, I get more hyped for battles with cooking than I do, like, watching people throw Rasengans. Like, it's honestly crazy. It's magical how they were able to do this. Like, this is my second favorite anime of all time. My first is actually on this list as well. So, keep that in mind. Heaven's Lost Property. I'm sorry, dude. I never liked this anime. Like, it's not good. I don't even want to talk about it. And it actually has been a very long time since I've seen it, since I barely remember it. But I remember, like, hating it. I remember finishing it and being like, why did I waste my time doing this? Also, there's a couple other anime that I just remembered off the top of my head that I could have put on here. Girls Bravo and Mouse Stealing Temptation. I completely forgot those anime existed until literally right now. Maybe I'll redo this list with those in it too. High School of the Dead. Yeah, put an A tier. High School of the Dead was like, it's crazy. I remember there was a song that I know. It's called Over and Under by Egypt Central. And I remember I was at my friend's house and I was showing him this song, and it was just like the lyrics on the screen. He's like, "Nah, dude, I just want to watch like a video tied to it." So it was actually an AMV of this anime, And a couple years passed. I watched it. I completely forgot about the video, not the song, but the video itself. And I'm watching it, and like as soon as I saw the Matrix boob scene, I'm just like, I've seen this before. This is from that song this is from that video, that song that I watched, and like my mind was blown. I'm just like, whoa, what is this? That's a little fun fact about something I know about that. But this anime is good. It has a generic anime protagonist who looks like the one from High School DD. Um, it's fun. It's funny. It has a fantastic opening. Like, I know it doesn't really affect how good the series is, but it probably has my favorite opening out of everything that's on this list. Um, but dude, like, it's just so much fun. It was one of the first anime that I watched when I got Netflix. I wanted Netflix just so I can watch High School of the Dead, and it really did not disappoint. Maybe I'll move it up later, but I don't know, dude. It's A tier for sure. It's maybe S tier. Talk about it later. Ikitusen. Yeah, C tier. This is another one where it's been a very hot minute since I've seen it, but this is one of the first anime that I watched. But I remember I first watched it. I watched like 4 or 5 episodes, and I remember getting to those episodes, and I just stopped halfway through the episode, and I'm just like, I have no clue what the fuck is going on. I don't know who these characters are. They're like on the phone talking about places and characters that we don't know, we've never seen. And I'm just like, what is actually going on? I have no clue what the plot is. I'm lost, and I don't care. But then later I did pick it up again. And like I said, I only saw the first series, but it was good. Like, it was better with a fresh mindset. The girl, I'm sorry, I legit don't remember any girls' names from this series. But, yeah, it's got good action. I remember one of the first few episodes, there's this guy from, like, another school, and he's, like, casually talking to somebody on the phone about some plan while the girl was sucking his dick. It's funny. So, Keijo. Alright, sorry about that. My mic turned off because there's no audio playing. Keijo. Now I'll put in B tier. So, Keijo, as the plot, is nothing special. It's just, you watch it because the sport Keijo is the greatest sport that has ever been created. It's like 2 girls standing on top of, like, this little ass ring in a pool of water, and they have to fight each other, battling with their butts and boobs, and it's just like, if that existed, like, that would be the sport that everybody would watch. I wish it was in the Olympics, but sadly, it's not. So, next we have Kill la Kill. Alright, I mentioned how my first favorite anime was on this list, and that's right, it's Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill kind of came into my life at the right point, where, like, man, I was just so tired of watching anime. I wouldn't say tired, there was just, like, nothing that I really just cared about, and, like, nothing really caught my eye, and I'm just like, Kill la Kill, fuck it, let's do it. And I watched it, and, like, I had, like, probably the most amount of fun that I've ever had watching an anime when I first watched Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill is so random, it's so funny, it has such a cool art style and animation. It has such likable characters. I actually really like the dub to Kill la Kill. I actually prefer it to the sub. But Kill la Kill, it has a fantastic main character. It's funny because, like, when I made the top 10 anime girls I come to, people were probably like, why didn't you put Ryuko? And I'm like, I just prefer her as a character, not as a waifu. But, like, Kill la Kill, it will probably be my favorite for a long time. Like, my number 1 spot. Next up, we have Queen's Blade. Okay. Okay. Queen's Blade is humanity's greatest achievement. Like, no cap. If you haven't watched Queen's Blade, you haven't lived. So, Queen's Blade, I've seen the first episode of Queensblade more times than there are episodes of Food Wars and Kill la Kill put together. I'm willing to bet that I have. Dude, this series is so funny how I got into anime was through Queensblade. Queensblade was the first anime that I watched. It technically wasn't, because, as a kid, when I didn't really know what anime was, I watched Naruto and Dragon Ball and all that, whatever. But, it's funny, I was with my friend Michael, and we're just chilling at his house, and we have nothing to do. We're just sitting there bored, and he just looks over at me, he's like, because neither one of us watch anime, he's like, "Hey, Nick, want to watch an anime?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Why not? We're not doing anything else." So he didn't have like Netflix or Hulu or anything, but he had Crackle. And dude, we were like, "Oh, this looks good." And we picked Queensblade. And man, watching Queensblade with another person in the room was probably the top two most awkward moments top two most awkward things I've ever watched with another person. But it's funny, I went home and I just watched the rest of the entire series. And like, it's crazy because I was that the next day, like after we watched it, was the last day of summer, and I spent like that day too watching it, and imagine me going right back to school and being like, "Hey, just watch my first anime." But even going back to it now, like I feel so much nostalgia for it. It's like the anime that I keep coming back to when I just want to watch something. Like, it just reminds me of those simpler times when I was 15, just watching this. Like, I would go to sleep watching Queensblade. Like, I had Crackle, I put an episode of Queensblade on and just went to sleep. And I did that for months until I took it off Crackle. Like, man, I would have never watched any other anime. Maybe I would have at some point, but like, if it weren't for Queensblade. And like I said, Kill la Kill is my number one anime. Queensblade is my number 0 anime, so it's not on a top 10 list. It goes even further beyond. Okay, so now that we're done talking about humanity's greatest achievements, Sekiray, B tier. This is another one where it's been a hot minute since I've seen it, but I remember really liking it, actually. Like, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. It's like it's kind of like a battle royale in a city, and like this guy, he has to control the Sekiray, which are kind of like they're like human Pokemon from what I remember. Like they're human, but like they behave like Pokemon. Like you give them orders and they do whatever, and they have powers and whatnot. So it's kind of like Pokemon, but like I remember really liking it, and like I kind of want to go back to it, get a fresh mindset, and because I'm probably gonna do that at some point, I'm gonna put that in A tier. Like as of right now, it's B, and this is one of the ones that I said earlier. Like I haven't seen the second or third season. When I first watched it, they only had the first season out, so it's I was caught up to it at one point, and then they added more. So there's that. 7 Deadly Sins. No, I definitely like it more than High School DxD and Keijo. It's not even on the same level. This anime is overrated as hell. I'll be the first to say it. But like, this is one that when I first watched it, like when the first season came out and the second season, like I had a lot of fun watching it. It was fun. Like going back in retrospect, it's not. I definitely don't like it as much, but it's still decent. I think it has some good characters. I give it shit for characters, but I actually do kind of like a lot of them. Like, I really like Escanor, and I really like Bon. Sorry, I thought my mic died. I really like Escanor, really like Bon. I don't like Meliodas. I like Deanne. The villains are kind of shit, not gonna lie. It has a cool art style, and like it's got good fights. I like I like the combat, how they do it. Like I like the power system, how it's like power levels from Dragon Ball Z, but it's kind of more simplified, I guess. And it's just okay. Now I haven't seen the last season, so I'm just gonna say that right now. Maybe it'll change. Maybe it'll be lower. Maybe it'll be higher. I'm not sure. Rosario Vampire. Yeah. Hmm. You know what? I'm moving Sekiray down because compared to all of these, like these are all. So Rosario Vampire is it's one that I also haven't seen in a while, but I feel like I remember it better than like Ikitusen and Heaven Lost Property and all this other bullshit. But man, it's got Misery, and that's all you need. No, but seriously, dude, it's been a hot minute. I remember a few characters' names. I remember the main character is Skune. I don't know. He like kind of gets isekai'd into this school where there's monsters, demons, whatever, something like that. And and he goes to this all demon school, even though he's human, and nobody knows that he's a human. And if they find out, because everybody there hates humans, they'll try to kill him. So basically, every episode amounts to, oh, this dude is threatening us. Let's kill him. And then the pink-haired girl, Mocha, she's a vampire. That's why the show is called Rosario Vampire. She takes off her lock, and she turns into an S-tier vampire. She beats their ass. But, yeah, it's fun. It's definitely pretty fun. I do like it. This is another one where it's been a minute since I've seen it, but dude, Mizure, Shirayuki, like, best waifu in anime, no cap. Like, there's some other that challenge it, but Mizure, #1 girl in my heart. And I don't remember anybody else's name. I don't remember this girl who looks like Megumin and the blue-haired girl. I legit don't remember their names. I'm not gonna lie. They are... Sorry, my mic died. As I was saying, they were irrelevant. So, that's my list. Let's go through this. We have Queensblade as humanities. Greatest achievements. Did I spell that right? I don't care. S tier, we have Kill la Kill and Food Wars. A tier, we have High School of the Dead, Seven Deadly Sins, and Rosario Vampire. B tier, we have Rosario Vampire, Keijo, Sekiray. C tier, we have Bigata, HK, Ikitusen, and D tier, we have Heaven's Lost Property. So that's the list. Like I said, there's some ecchi anime I haven't seen, and there's a lot of ecchi anime that I haven't finished, so maybe I'll redo this again in the future, but that's my list for right now. Alright, see ya, boys.